That's amazing.
The dogs.
Is that even a real story?
That's a fact.
This is complete nonsense, Greg.
Read a book.
I guess you are kind of artistic.
Incredible.
What are you even talking about, man?
Go for broke.
I don't even know what that means. Let's get it going.
Let's get her going. Keep her going, baby.
Get her going. Keep her going, baby.
Whatever you say.
What's up, nerd? How you doing, bro?
Whoa. Doing fantastic. Yourself?
Doing quite well. Hung out in the rain a little bit today.
Doing what?
Life. Just life in it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's how I do, bro. Greg's on the actually it's the first time we've podcast since Christmas, I believe, right?
Yes, pre-Christmas.
So many updates. So many. The one I was going to get into initially was the fact that you are doing a sober January.
Yes, sober January.
How's that going?
Miserable. I feel fucking not any better at all. I'm no happier.
It proves how poisoned your body was.
That's how I functioned.
Yeah, you were functioning at like 75%.
Right. Exactly.
So it'll take probably another week. What are you? You're a week and a half in.
11 days to be exact.
How else would you describe a week and a half? 10 days or 11 days?
Is it that funny?
I don't know. I thought it was funny. You were so confident when you said, yeah, 11 days.
Because it was from the first, bro.
Yes. Okay. But other than just feeling,
I just don't understand why I'm doing this at this point.
You got to let your body get back to neutral, man.
I don't want to.
What is that quote from the one movie, Grandma's Boy?
You're not giving me much. Oh, Grandma's Boy.
And he's like, you have to realign your G or center yourself and realign your G. That's what I feel like you're doing.
Your chi?
No, he calls it G.
Oh, well, that's just dumb.
I know. It's a comedy. It's supposed to be dumb.
Ah, okay. Well, it's doing a great job.
Yeah, so we're going to update everybody. Oh, yeah. What is the podcast? Barkology Podcast.
Oh, Barkology.
Baby.
Yeah, I was like, fucking dumb question is that?
So welcome any new listeners. Greg and myself, Scott, we are the hosts of this baby. We talk all about life and true dog stories at some point throughout this 50-minute an hour podcast, but we touch on a lot of different aspects. Right now, I'm just looking at Greg right now, and he doesn't have that twinkle in his eye. He's
because I'm sober for 11 days.
He's looking at, don't act like we're alcoholics, but like right now he's looking at this nice glass of Japanese whiskey that I'm sipping on. Ooh. And it's intriguing to him, I know.
Are you Japanese now?
I am Japanese. That's life.
God, what are we
Wolfpack,
doing?
thanks for tuning
Wolfpack?
in. Yeah, the Wolfpack. The
wow.
Dog pack. I know, we've upgraded to wolves now.
We're going back to our ancestry.
Yeah, we've descended from the wolves, and now we're going back up.
Devolving back into an ape.
You kind of are.
Yeah.
Turn your brain on. If you cook food, it's going to help your brain work, Greg. All right, well, let's get into it, bro.
Okay, we've been into it.
What's good? What's good with life? I honestly, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah, since
besides last night, but prior to that.
You helped me move last night.
Bunch of wood, moving furniture. But what's been good since like New Year's?
Since New Year's? Mm-hmm. Or can we rewind it to Christmas? Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I mean, bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it back.
So we're all at my parents'. We do Christmas Eve there. We just do a dinner and open gifts. That way it makes it pretty easy to go elsewhere on Christmas Day, and then no one complains.
Cool.
So we all get to see each other, take our time, not rush, not feel silly, and that's wonderful. Anyways, we get there at 3 o'clock.
Gee, yeah. Okay. Actually, that seems pretty normal.
Dinner is supposed to be at 5 o'clock. Because this is in Buffalo, and I have to drive back to Rochester.
Okay.
Sister shows up at 6:30.
Wait, your sister or Danelle's sister?
My sister.
Okay.
Shows up at 6:30. So she's a little late, but we planned on that. She's always late.
Yeah, you're like, okay, she'll be at least like 45 to an hour.
We'll tell her 5, but we'll know she'll be here at 6.
Okay, got it.
Anyways, that kind of situation. So anyways, mom and dad start cooking the meal. My mom has asparagus. She has some sort of potatoes, cheese.
Obviously, sure.
And my dad, apparently they bought this filet mignon, this giant steak. It's like the size of my thigh.
Yeah, I've actually never seen a fillet outside of the small piece that you get at a restaurant. I've never bought one.
The little circle thing.
You get like a little 6-ounce piece of
it's
fillet.
like
yeah,
this. It's long.
It's like
a foot and a half long.
It's like a $300 piece of meat.
Anyways, they got it super cheap in like Arizona or some shit like that.
Okay.
Or some southern state where the beef is really popular when they're on their travels.
Yeah, okay. In the RV.
Yeah.
Doing it. Okay.
So my dad breaks this thing out and he like cuts it all up into like little fillets like you normally would. Throws them on the grill, comes back in, and in like, I don't know, steak cooking time, he wraps it up and he goes, "These things are shit." We're like, "What do you mean?" And they're talking about how good this was. Their friend apparently bought one and had it like a week before. Mm-hmm. And they were like, "It was so good. It just melts in your mouth." So everyone's all super pumped up about this
mouth
steak.
watering.
Right? It's like
thinking
7
about it.
Yeah, it's like 7
I'm
o'clock.
so excited.
7 o'clock, 7:30 at this point. He just comes in and he goes, "These are shit." We're like, "What? Like how? What do you mean? They can't be that bad?" And he goes, No, they're really bad. You'd chew on it. You couldn't even cut it with a knife. And then you'd chew on it like it was bubble gum. It was the weirdest thing ever.
How does that happen?
I have no idea, dude.
Well, I mean, when there's certain cuts of meats though. It wasn't like, you know how they have. It's almost like that.
It was tenderloin.
I know, but there wasn't any of that extra like fascia on there or anything that you're supposed to cut off that's chewy like that. It was just,
I watched him remove it.
It was like a perfect piece of meat that
Yes.
geez, I wonder what happened.
I have no idea. But it was unedible.
Okay.
Like the only thing you could do is throw it in like stew.
Throw it to the dog. Oh, just like boil
Or like
it,
to the
boil
dogs.
it down
Yeah,
to the
boil
dogs.
it down to
Got
nothing.
Okay.
Turn it into broth.
Do you have any idea what happened?
No idea. I looked it up for like forever.
You're just like, what could have happened?
So the meat's ruined, and then the asparagus that she put on was like an inch and a half thick.
Oh, big fatties.
Big fatties.
Yeah.
Terrible. Just super chewy, super tough. Like, just wasn't good.
Oh, man.
At all.
God.
So this whole meal is pretty much botched.
I mean,
like, classic Christmas dinner, just failure.
I literally could. That would be asparagus and a fillet. I would eat that every night.
Oh, yeah.
Ruined.
Just ruined. So my mom's like on the verge of tears because she like thinks she ruined dinner, which isn't the case at all. None of us really care. We think it's funny. Mm-hmm. My dad's all pissed because this like cut of meat that he bought's just like
what
not
the fuck
even
happened?
just ruined, just useless.
Yeah.
So we end up with Chinese on Christmas Eve.
Hell yeah, man. Dude, that's straight out of the Christmas story.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, when they screw everything up and they go in there, it's
The
like
Chinese
rah
restaurant.
rah 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 rah, and he's like, no, not rah rah rah, it's la 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 la, and they repeat after me like rah 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 rah, and he's like, God damn it, and they're the only family in the whole restaurant eating duck and orange chicken, just like basic Chinese food.
Yeah, I was so very very tempted to order duck, and just like see that I was like, I don't know about the duck. Where's that duck been?
Oh, by duck, do you mean pigeon? I mean, you've seen all those videos down in New York City. Yeah. They're sitting in like Central Park, and there's just like people with brown paper bags, like something you get at the pharmacy or the grocery store. And there's pigeons coming up. They're feeding them. Stuff them in the bag. Go cook them up.
Oh.
Videos all over the place.
That's
chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, chicken of the streets.
It's street chicken.
Street chicken, baby. That's
yeah. There was just a video on Facebook that I saw in Buffalo at like the Mongolian buffet. They had some guy just like taking a rat out of the trash and smashing it and then just like cooking it up.
Rats,
on video,
man.
dude.
Rats are fucked. Actually,
fucked up.
I saw a video on it's probably on Instagram or something the other day, but this girl, she hopped in her car, she had her phone charger plugged into the console, like it had a USB in the console. She went to plug her phone in, and when she did that, she just pulled the cord out, and the cord was severed like halfway through. She was like, what the fuck? She was like, I thought like maybe I just pulled it out too hard and like broke the cord. She goes down in, somehow in her center console of her car, there was this gigantic rat.
Just eating everything.
It chewed the cord in half. It was just hanging out down, and there's brown. It was like a brown rat. I was like, oh no. Man, how did you get in there? But you know, the way that this bitch's car looked, I just thought she was
Lord, I was born a traveling man.
No, she was born a trash man. Literally, this girl's car was
I
disgusting.
was thinking I was the rat, dude, just fucking cruising the country in someone's car.
No, but like the amount of time this girl must have had like her door open with like McDonald's on the fucking passenger side seat floor
dude.
with her center console open to have a rat somehow get in there and then you close it without knowing there's a rat in there. Could have
know,
been
man.
staged. I mean, it could have been completely staged, but to me, I'm like this. She seemed like
Trying to go viral.
but she seems sincerely terrified that there's a rat in there. Most people are scared of rats.
You ever see those people like just anywhere in their cars, you look in and it's just filled with trash?
Oh yeah, trash people.
Sure.
Duh.
It's my first thought too.
Yeah.
That's why I laugh.
To the point where like you see them and there's so much on like what would it be up in front, like on the windshield.
On the windshield, they can't even see out of it.
Oh yeah, and it's like they're trying to use their windshield wipers to wipe the trash away, but it's on the inside. Man,
I was going to Starbucks and I get out and I'm looking at this car. It's like this beater old crap car, and I'm like, does this car have yellow interior? I'm like, what is going on? And it's just McDonald's wrappers.
Oh,
just literally
no.
filled up, like the passenger seat filled up. You couldn't sit in it, like all over, like you said, the dashboard, the back dash, it was that bad.
How many filet fish and
Dude.
McChickens can he have?
But
to
like,
fill up
why
an
can't you
entire
just
car?
fucking throw it? Like,
Dude, people are disgusting.
oh
I
man,
mean,
dude, imagine if you bought a used car from a trash person.
oh god,
That's how greasy that thing would be.
it's like clean. It's clean when you look at it. Initially, it looks clean,
And
but then you sit down and it like releases all the fumes of old
Oh, my
McDonald's.
God, dude.
Oh, good lord!
So, Jordan, you know Jordan.
I know John.
His brother left like a Whopper, some shit, underneath his car seat, and it was in there for a couple weeks.
Oh man!
So it like smelled a little bit, but it only smelled like you just ordered fast food.
Yeah, it
And
was
you
like-
ate it and then threw it out.
it
and
was kind of
it.
like seeping out of whatever wrapper is in.
It,
All right.
it really didn't even smell that bad.
Okay.
And he threw it out, and the smell went away. Anyways, we would just rip on him and be like, dude, why does your car always smell like fucking McDonald's in here? Like, how much McDonald's do you eat? Like, what's wrong with you? Just because he would get so upset and be like, my fucking brother left this Whopper under the goddamn seat. And we do it for months.
Dude, you are such a slob.
Yeah,
like,
like-
stop stuffing down the McDoubles, bro.
Clean your fucking life up. What's wrong with you? You get so mad. It didn't even smell, though.
Good. So I picture it like sitting under a seat, and then eventually you take like one hard turn, and the wrappers like come off of whatever was in there
Yeah.
initially, and then it just really stinks up
Yeah.
the car. You got an old like artificial meat patty and bun rolling around underneath. No good.
Oh, there was a guy who just released like a it was like a video online. He kept a Whopper, or he kept like a Big Mac or something around for like 22 years. This thing was 22 years old.
And it still was like
It, like,
it
it looked
looked
perfect,
like
dude.
you could eat it.
Yeah.
Oh,
It looked like a little rough around the edges, like a gas station hamburger.
Yeah.
But like you literally looked like you could eat it. And he's like, well, he's like, I put it in my coat pocket, and then I hung my coat pocket up and moved. And my mom was gonna get rid of my jacket, so I reached in the pocket, and there it was with the receipt. 20 years old. What the fuck is wrong with
that's
you?
disgusting.
Yeah. Anyways,
It reminds me of that movie Zombieland. Do you remember that?
vaguely.
Woody Harrelson and the
Yeah.
kid from Social Network. all
I
them.
know
Emma Stone. Yeah,
I know
yeah.
exactly who's in it. I
So,
just don't remember
The
any of it.
the reference I'm getting at is when all he wants is Twinkies.
Yep.
He's like, I know that they do have an expiration date. It might be 12 years from like the manufacture date, but all he is looking for Twinkies. But now we know that some burgers might last a little longer than you think too.
We're having an emergency situation. McDonald's hit that place up like 25 years later after close.
Seriously, man.
Throw shit in the microwave.
Actually, what reminded me of that is I saw a preview for Zombieland 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
That's
like,
out.
like for people who have never seen the original Zombieland, they're like, wow, that's probably the dumbest movie ever. It was a dumb movie,
Pretty mediocre, but it's not.
but it's
terrible.
also like a kind of a cult classic because in the second one they've brought on like 3 or 4 like A-list actors and actresses. So it's going to be like the same stupid comedy shooting zombies, but it's probably going to be pretty funny. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, it was very poorly done, but it was kind of funny.
Poorly done? Are you kidding me?
You heard the words out of my mouth, right?
All right.
Pay attention.
Oh yeah. Before we started the podcast today, what were we looking at? Do you remember? Yeah, you remember.
Oh, yes.
Golden Globes.
Yes.
I know everybody's probably talked about it already, but Ricky Gervais and the Golden Globes just smashed everybody, lit everybody on fire. I mean, he was sitting there with his fucking beer. He had one sip out of it the whole time. I think it was like 8 minutes long, just lighting people on fire. You breaking people down. Took Hollywood and just fucking waterboarded the shit out of them. I loved it. It was fucking
my
awesome.
favorite was Tom Hanks's face the whole time, mouth open, just like,
You know,
so unimpressed, just like shocked that he was even on the stage saying anything at all.
I know. Well, you know, he could be genuinely, you know, upset or surprised that Ricky Gervais is doing this, but he's known for being kind of like that type of comedian. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that you know are laughing their ass off inside.
Oh, yeah.
Like, thank God somebody's up there saying this shit, but they can't afford to present themselves in a certain way where, like, you're laughing or
Right.
whatever. So you're just stone-faced.
Well, I always thought there was way more people in the crowd when they showed the entire. I've never watched this shit. There was like 100 celebrities.
There's definitely
It was just like
more than 100.
No, dude, there was like 150.
I think I remember somebody saying it was like 450.
No way, dude.
Okay. Well,
45 tables, 10 at each, maybe.
I mean, think about it. I mean, the fact that there's like, just for all of the nominees.
Anyways, I'm over it.
Okay. Either way. But he fucking lit it up. But I guess immediately I just saw something come up today that like Tina Fey and Amy Poehler are going to do the next one. They're like, Ricky Gervais is out.
He's a
immediately.
fucking animal.
Good. He went out in the sunset, man. He was just like,
Oh, yeah.
peace, I'm done. Fuck you guys. When he was like, this is the year of pedophilia, or what did he say? This is the year of rape.
The movie of like pedophilia movies or something.
Oh yeah, no, he called him a pedophile with his English
accent.
But yeah, that was pretty hilarious. But all right, before we get into the dog stories, I've watched a bunch of movies this year. I always try to watch the ones that are nominated for the Golden Globes or the Academy Awards.
Do you now?
Try to. So I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I watched Marriage Story, in which Adam Driver's phenomenal. He also is the guy that plays in Star Wars. Fuck, what's his name? He's Han Solo's son, Ren Solo.
Nope.
Ren, right? Because Ray Skywalker. Fuck. Oh no, it's Kylo Ren. But his name is Kylo Ren, but he's actually Han Solo's son.
Oh, hold on, let me look this guy up.
Adam
Wait,
Driver.
keep talking. Oh wait, is that his not? Wait, what?
His real name's Adam Driver.
Dude, who the fuck's? I don't give a shit about this nerd crap.
Do you just need to get into the fucking
Adam
zeitgeist?
Wren?
No, Adam Driver. In the movie,
Jesus
his name's Kylo Ren, but he's Han Solo's son.
I already don't like this guy.
Okay.
Driver? What kind of last name is that? Drive it home, Driver.
Well, I thought.
Oh, I hate this dude.
Oh,
Dude, I hate him so much.
Well, hang on. You got to know his story.
His face just makes me want to fucking punch him.
I agree. It's not very appealing at first, but for the longest time, I thought he was son to Minnie Driver, who was the primary female actress in Good Will Hunting. Not the case, but he actually was in the Marines. He was a Marine for a while before he went into acting.
He looks like her, dude.
He does. That's why I fucking thought that they were related.
What the fuck? This is just getting even
But
weirder.
he tried to get into Juilliard, didn't get in, I think, initially. I was watching this on Howard Stern.
Yeah, no
went
shit.
into the
Look at him.
Marines,
He's
was in the
fucking up.
Marines for a little bit, then went back, and then just did some sort of shitty monologue like that he never thought would have worked, got into Juilliard, and now he's an actor. But the movie Marriage Story is, I mean, it's going to make you and Danelle not want to get married, but it's a phenomenal movie. It was one of the
Don't they
movies
break
that
up
was-
and shit?
They were up, but
God, I
yeah,
can't
no, they go
stand
through
him,
a hard
dude.
divorce. You know, he's a phenomenal actor.
No.
Either way, where was I going
Don't
with this?
care.
Okay. So last night, the reason I got into this shit, and you were kind of diverting, and you didn't want to hear about it. We watched Joker last night with Joaquin Phoenix. Fucking
Blanking, dude.
Joker, the movie Joker.
Like from Batman?
Yes, I mean it's a spin-off. It's a DC Universe spin-off of Batman called Joker. Joaquin Phoenix plays Joker. You haven't seen any previews for this or anything. Do you live under a rock? Are you a crawfish? Do you walk around backwards? Do you swim backwards in a pool? What the fuck, bro? You haven't seen? Oh my god!
I don't know, man. What you're fucking talking
Look
about?
it up. Oh my god. So okay, well he won Best Actor.
Well, way
for
to
a
fucking
drama.
ruin it.
I didn't ruin it.
Maybe I was gonna
This
watch
happened
that
last week.
shit.
I didn't ruin anything, you dick. Holy shit.
yeah, dude. It's like the Joker, but he's super.
It's a
fucking
prequel. It's a
weird
prequel.
and stagey.
Yes, but the way it was filmed, it's a very, very dark movie. It's all about, it's actually like very relative to culture today and like mental health and like child abuse and how you, what can happen potentially if you have like brain damage or like head trauma and things like that. And that's what leads into like the story. It's pretty cool.
Does he fall into the vat of acid before or after the movie?
That's fake.
What do you mean?
That's DC Universe like twist on that. This is a prequel. This is when Batman.
I know what prequel means.
Yeah, this is when Bruce Wayne's like a child. So it's like the development and character development and history of the Joker.
Yeah, he went in the vat of acid.
Way before
the vat of acid.
Yes.
Say that. I can't say that word.
Vat of acid.
Vat of acid.
I mean, you just sound dumb saying it.
I know, it's dumb words. But anyways, what is that not what happened to the Joker?
That happened in, say, what's the most recent DC one? Suicide Squad. You see him and Harley Quinn.
That happens in all of them, dude.
Yes.
Batman Begins. No, is that Batman Begins?
It doesn't matter. My point is,
fuck it.
Before that, Batman's a child. He's like 12 years old.
A wee little lad.
A wee little lad. Like, tinks a million, Gregory. That's this one lady that we were hanging out with in Dublin last year. She kept going. We'd be like, "Oh, you're the best," and she's like, "Tinks a million," and we're like, "The fuck?" So we've been saying it forever. Tinks a million.
Cool story, bro.
Okay, well, it added on to your dumb story.
I had a question.
Shitty Irish accent. All right, but anyway, great movie.
Yeah, where
very
the
good
fuck
drama.
are you going with this?
Not necessarily. I'm just continuing on after the goal.
You're just rambling.
Yeah, I'm rambling. Well,
I got a better story, dude.
Present something.
So I'm working at the fucking pool, right?
Couldn't be worse.
I don't know. Listen.
All right.
So these little shit kids are swimming, and their two dads are just watching them. It's like two families. There's 3 boys and a girl, and they're just fucking tearing the place up, just wrestling, like hitting each other with noodles and like the little foam boards, just throwing shit, just being
real assholes.
Oh yeah. Okay. Screaming. There's tears in this pool. Mm-hmm. Right? There's legit tears. One kid's crying. One kid's getting yelled. Like, it's just a mess. Dads aren't doing nothing.
Okay.
Anyways, the youngest one of the, I'm guessing 3 brothers, he's like the smallest, and he's just going hard because he's got to prove himself. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's just going hard.
I'm the oldest 5, man. I beat the shit out of
Exactly.
everybody. They all have to prove themselves.
Yes. So anyways, this kid's just going nuts, like filthy animal. They're like, all right, time to get out of the pool. Everyone gets out of the pool. This kid refuses to get out of the pool. Classic.
Okay.
Then what does he do? Finally gets out, runs up to his dad, takes 5, 6, 7 sugar packets, rips them open, pours them into his dad's coffee, and then chugs the coffee.
The kid does?
The kid.
How old is this kid? Sorry.
He's like 7 or 8.
Oh, this kid's a savage.
Maybe 10. I can't tell the age of kids. I'm sorry.
Look, either way, not appropriate.
And just throws the cup on the ground.
What a fucking animal.
This kid's already going off the walls.
I kind of want to meet this kid.
Chugs.
Yeah.
No, he looked like the devil, dude.
He looked like ADHD, probably neglected as a child, bad haircut, like all of that kind of shit. Dude. Oh, teeth fucked up. All right.
I don't know.
I know exactly what you're saying.
It was a rough story.
Yeah, well, you know what? This kid...
I couldn't believe it.
This is one of those situations as potential parents in the next
He's going to be the Joker, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How do you treat him? You spank him? You try to explain what's going on?
Full circle, didn't it?
I feel like there's a little bit of neglect
100%
on his
100%.
On his parents' side of things. A little bit of neglect. All right. Do you have any dogs, like actual personal dog stories as we get into the true dog stories?
Oh, Oliver smells terrible, dude.
Okay.
But he's just a big, hairy, wet dog. I think he's getting fat, too.
So you fucking walk him more, feed him less.
I know. It's just been all shitty out and rainy.
I know. It's been terrible to walk the dogs.
Well, and then he's so hairy, he comes back, and he just fucking... It's just like you lose, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got
Just
lot
a muddy
of hair.
fucking mess.
Big, hairy, sloppy. He's like a mop.
Dude, and this weather, his fur has been like shedding extra hardcore. Like usually in the winter, it stays, and then fall comes around, or spring comes around.
His body's confused, man.
Right. He's all fucked up, dude.
He's
His body's
confused.
confused.
It keeps getting warmer, colder,
he's getting
warmer,
fat.
colder.
He doesn't know what the fuck to do with himself.
Yeah, so the only dog story I have is today. Leah and I actually brought the dogs down to like Ellison Park, but Ellison Park's way bigger than you think. There's like a lot of trails off the backside and stuff like that.
I knew that.
So we were just like hiking up through the woods for like half an hour, and for everybody that's not from Rochester, probably most people, there's this big creek that goes through the middle of Ellison Park and through the dog park, the official dog park, blah, blah, blah. We didn't go in there because that was an absolute mud bowl.
Pit.
There was nobody there. We looked at it and we're like, there's a reason nobody's there because it's just all mud. We're like, we're avoiding that. Hiked through the woods, got down to the little creek, and both dogs were so excited that there was water. They're both labs, or yellow labs. So they're like, water, fuck yeah. Leah goes in first. Both dogs think that it's like 6 inches deep. It's just like a slow running creek. But
no, it's deeper than you think.
But because all the snow is melted and it's been so wet and there's been so much rain, it's like 6 feet deep. They think it's 6 inches deep. So Leah goes in first. So imagine a dog going like 2 front paws in first, like head first, off of like a 2 or 3 foot bank.
Yeah. Just fell in.
Oh, she dives straight to the bottom. I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't have an ear infection tomorrow. She thought she was going to drown. Smoked her. Oh, yeah. She had no idea. Blew her mind. And then Utley, being as smart as he is, comes up 2 seconds after. I thought he saw what Leah did and would like adjust and be like, hey, don't go head first. He immediately comes up, goes head first right after her, almost drowns. We had to like pull him out of the water. It was fucking insane, dude.
Well, dude, that little creek people kayak down in the summer. So it's usually pretty deep.
Yeah, it gets moving in certain parts.
Right,
yeah.
And in winter, it's probably way worse.
It's usually like a gradual flow,
dude,
from
it's
the
a
side.
bank, dude. This creek is a bank,
Well, it depends on where you are. Both
fucking bank.
They're both familiar with it, though, and they're like, oh, been here before. Let me just jump in. Dude, looked like they were pencil diving head first to the bottom of a pool. I'm like, dude, they both have ear infections for
100%,
sure.
100%.
Oh my god, they were both so shook getting out. They like didn't know what to do. They're like walking sideways and shit. What the hell's going on?
That's gonna be bad.
All right. Where are we on time? We good.
Dude, you ask this every time. We're at half an hour.
Good.
Sorry, we're at 27 minutes.
So before we move on to the dog stories, one thing I want to give a shout out to. We have several 2020 sponsors. We're looking for a couple more. Whether you are a dog fanatic, you train dogs, you cook dog treats, whatever it may be, we're happy to work with you. We want to collaborate. We'll give you shout outs. If you're looking just for some Instagram shout outs, we'll do that with you as well.
If you groom dogs, and we'll groom my dog for free, we'll give you a shout out because it fucking smells like shit.
Yeah, if you clean dogs. Yeah, if you just know how to brush them and wash them, that's
don't
good
even
as
groom
well.
them. Just fucking give them a bath.
But yeah, reach out to us at barkologypodcast@gmail.com or just on the Instagram page at barkologypodcast. Love you guys, but let's get into dog stories. I printed out one long one for myself, and then you have a medium length story and a short story.
Oh.
So maybe start with the short one. I'll go long.
I'll just read whatever's on first.
Cool. Rip it up, dog.
Picasso and lump.
What is it?
Picasso and lump.
Lump.
Yes.
Is that the dog name?
Yes.
Lumpy.
Yes.
Nothing like a little lumpy lump.
Any idea what Picasso's first name was?
Pablo?
Yep.
Peter?
Yep, we're talking about the Pablo.
I don't know if Peter is any
Picasso.
variation of Pablo.
Picasso's
Picasso.
Italian, right?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, they might be out of order. You might need to look through those pages.
So anyways, all right. So lump, the German word for rascal. There we go.
Interesting. Ooh, little rascal.
Was born in 1956 and belonged to Pablo Picasso's friend David Douglas Duncan. David Douglas Duncan. A photographer who...
Alliteration, sorry. I thought you were just going to keep reading.
Do you have something meaningful to say?
No.
Shut the fuck up. A photographer for Life magazine. All right. So in 1957, Duncan spent some time at Picasso's villa near Cannes in the south of France to photograph his life. Because Lump did not get along well with his other dog, an Afghan hound who would roll the Dachshund around like a toy.
The Dachshund.
Is that how you said it?
Dachshund, yeah.
Dachshund?
Yeah. It looks like Dash Hound.
Yeah, what?
It's Dachshund.
That's just stupid. The dachshund around like a toy. So anyways,
Yeah, it's a little baby dog.
this Afghan hound is just rolling this dog around.
I wonder what an
like a
Afghan
toy.
hound looks like.
I
I'll
don't
look it
know.
up. You keep reading. I'll look it
All
up.
right, so Duncan decided to bring him with them. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, Afghan
These are
hound.
so out of order.
It looks like a greyhound with like 10-inch hair.
All right. Anyways.
Look at this thing, dude.
Yeah, I know, man.
The only time you've ever seen one was in a dog show.
Yeah, they're
You've never actually seen anybody own
Yeah,
one.
who owns one of those?
They look like a large greyhound, but then
With dreadlocks.
18-inch length hair. No
Yeah.
dreadlocks, just straight is
a mop.
Okay, it's a mop. Mop dog. Yeah.
So Lump took an instant liking to Picasso. The artist and his partner, soon-to-be wife, Jacqueline, were sitting at the table eating lunch when Lump first met him. What?
The way you pronounce Jacqueline,
Jacqueline?
Yeah, but you pronounce it with like a pause in the beginning, so it sounded like you said.
Yeah, I can't read. You know that.
No, but it sounded like you said Jacqueline.
Each. You're
Basic
disgusting.
humor. I'm amused by very easy
Dude,
things.
come on, dude. I can't.
Continue.
The dog immediately went to Picasso, placed his front paws on him, jumped into his arms, and gave him a kiss. That very day, Picasso did his first portrait of Lump on a dinner plate. You want to see this drawing, this painting of him?
Show me now. Is it a drawing, a painting? What is it?
We're gonna need that back. The story's on there.
Yeah.
Describe that for me, Scott.
It looks like a dachshund, like a little mini wiener dog. It's strictly written with like a shitty Sharpie marker that's running out of ink. It's a terrible picture. I don't know why you even gave this to me.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a Picasso right there.
It's a Picasso, but it
Looks like a third grader
so
fucking drew it.
I mean,
it
yeah.
looks terrible.
But the fact that it's so interesting
He drew a
because
good sized dick on him though.
oh, there's a hog on that dog. That dog's probably a foot long. His dick's 4.5 inches. Think about it. A third.
Think about that, Scott.
Oh no. 33% of your body length is in your cock. That's okay. All right. So, but no, the thing is with Picasso, he made however many masterpieces, but at the same time, the fact that he became so famous and he made so many masterpieces, if you can find any of his original work and get it proved or, based on the signature or whatever it is, it's worth a fuck ton of money because he was a genius. Although he'd get fucked up he'd get fucked up and paint little wiener dogs on plates, man. I don't know. I do that every once in a while.
Do you? Or just draw wieners on plates?
Both. Wieners on wieners. Just read your story.
Dude, I can't with you. He often included his dogs into his artwork, and Lump can be seen in several of his interpretations of Diego Velázquez's 1656 painting Las Meninas, replacing the big hound in the foreground. Cool. So Picasso and Lump quickly became best friends, according to Duncan. This was a love affair. Picasso would take Lump in his arms. He would feed him from his hand. Hell, the little dog just took over. He ran the damn house. Interesting. So when it was time for Duncan to leave, Picasso wanted Lump to stay with him, and Duncan agreed. In an interview on a visit to Paris, Duncan recalled, he more or less said, "Duncan, that's it. I'm staying here," said Lump.
Lumpy.
And he did for the next 6 years.
Good for him.
Why do I feel like almost every story we read that takes place before 1950, the dog came from like someone else. People just give it like, dog likes you more. It's yours now.
I think that was kind of part of the culture back then. It's like it's
Swap-
almost like,
just
hey, just
give
let him
him
do
dogs?
the thing. Yeah, they're like, one, we're not going to treat this dog as much like a human. So if we own this dog and it wants to roam to somebody else and kind of
Right.
chill with them most of the time, no, it's yours now. We don't give a fuck.
Right.
Like, you can feed it. You can do whatever you want.
So basically, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, you're an asshole.
Yeah, and it's somebody else's, obviously. Perfect. All right, Greg, here's my story. I don't even want to read it. It's about small people, not midgets. Not midgets is inappropriate.
That's a bad word.
Small people, I think, right? That's the appropriate.
I don't know anymore.
And I don't even know if he technically was. He probably wasn't. His name's Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon. I don't know how to. I've never said anything in French. Like je m'appelle Scott. Like that's it. But all right. So Napoleon's love-hate relationship with dogs. So apparently Napoleon, had a love-hate relationship with dogs. Napoleon was not fond of dogs until later in his life. And the initial picture is him standing at about 4'1". There's like 16 kids bigger than him in the picture, and the dog's almost at the same level. So that's why I said small person. It was just the picture that's on here is so wrong.
I want to see it. Show me.
I'll bring it over in a second.
Come on.
It's so gray. The lettering. I got to stop printing it off in grayscale.
Dude, I'm going to kill you if you keep doing that.
There's no record of Napoleon having a dog as a child or during his early military career. The first mention of a dog in his life comes when he married Josephine in 1796. The dog's name was Fortune, whatever you want to pronounce it as. He belonged to Josephine and was very much pampered by her. Napoleon was not happy about this, especially when he had to choose between sleeping on their bed with the dog or sleeping somewhere else. I'd be pissed too.
Napoleon's probably got like 1,000 bedrooms.
Dude, he literally could have fit 15 Napoleons in one bed.
Yeah, what the fuck's his deal?
Hey, he had fucking little person syndrome. Wait, no. What is it? Small person complex? What am I trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say. Either way, he's small. He's small and he didn't like it. Do you see that, gentleman, in quotes, said Napoleon to a friend while pointing to the dog. He is my rival. So he's fucking literally like waging war on dogs right now. Mm-hmm. He was in possession of Madame's bed when I married her. So he's like, this dog had possession of my newly wife's bed. Yeah, he's like, this dog's he's fucking trying to steal my girl. Yeah, that's what he's thinking right now, dude. That's what he's thinking. I wish to remove him, but it was quite useless to think of. I was told that I must either sleep elsewhere or consent to share my bed. For somebody who's very insecure and small and doesn't really know what to do with his life.
This is a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
This is a big deal.
You get this dog out of here or I'm going to fucking kill myself.
He can't do anything.
He's like, I'm going to fucking kill myself.
Yeah, the dog's the same size as him.
It's such a small dog. I love it. Sleep out. Okay. That annoyed me. This is still in quotes, considerably. But I had to make up my mind. I gave way. The favorite was less accommodating. The general was particularly unhappy when the dog would attack him when he and his wife were passionately in flagrant delicto. I'm not sure what that means. I'm assuming butt sex.
Whoa.
I mean,
I wasn't listening.
Right?
What happened?
All right, let me read the sentence again to you.
Yeah, we're going to look this up for you, peeps.
The general was particularly unhappy when the dog would attack him when he and his wife were passionately, in quotes, in flagrante delicto. FLAGRANTEDELICTO. Delicto. So I'm assuming it means savage butt sex in the field. Something along those lines.
Wait, what?
In flagrant delicto, whatever that means. It has to be something sexual. Could you be worse at Googling shit?
I'm reading it, but so in flagrant delicto, flagrant with an E at the end. Yeah, yep. Delicto, Latin in blazing offense, or sometimes simply in flagrant, is a legal term used to indicate that a criminal has been caught in the act of committing an offense.
Oh, it's not sexual at all. I'm disappointed. So it just means that they're like hung up on something else. They're utilizing their time and they're dedicating their time to something else, and the dog would intervene. Is that
read this whole thing again.
All right, one last time, folks. Sorry. The general was particularly unhappy when the dog would attack him when he and his wife were passionately in quotes, in flagrante delicto.
I think they're just saying caught in the act.
Is that what it means? Caught in the act. Oh, that could be what it means. Like that could be the translation. You're saying the way you described it previously.
Then again, I looked it up, and there's a lot of pictures that
either
just
way
literally look like people cheating on other people.
Jesus. So either way, it just seems like he's getting pissed off for no reason. I bear proofs on my legs of what I say, Napoleon said to his friends. So this dog was it looks like a little fucking shitty chihuahua or something. Actually, I saw some statistics the other day. In 2019, number one dog bites, chihuahuas.
Really?
Yeah, number 2 were some sort of herding shepherd dog. I can't remember. Number 3 were German shepherds. Number 4 were pit bulls.
What was number 2?
Some sort of like herding dog, like a collie or something. I can't remember.
Really?
Yeah. Interesting, right? And they weren't that high. In the United States, there were only like 50 chihuahua bites, 40.
That's it?
Yeah.
Bro, I account for like 3 dog bites alone.
What if you reported them?
Never.
Exactly.
True. People
so
don't
how would you know?
dog
Yeah.
bites, dude.
All right. So let me finish this baby off. A few years later, when the British boarded the warship Cleopatra after the ship surrendered, a Newfoundland dog was the first to reach the deck. Oh, that thing was just power swimming over. According to reports, Napoleon slammed his hand down on the table and muttered, "Dogs? Must I be defeated by them on the battlefield as well as in..." Oh. As in the bedroom. Sorry.
Dude, Napoleon's got it rough.
The printer printed it off like diagonally up at the top of the page. So, May. Dogs? Must I be defeated by them on the battlefield as well as in the bedroom? Yeah, so the dog's just chomping at his ankles when he was slaying his mistresses. That was the previous thing.
Was it, though?
One day, the feisty Fortune... Remember, that's the dog's name. Picked a fight with the cook's mastiff, and the result was fatal for the pug. The mastiff fucked that thing up, as a mastiff would. Josephine was quite distraught over losing her beloved dog. They used to chomp on their ankles when they were fucking blasting each other, and was soon given another pug by Lieutenant Hippolyte Charles, who was part of the household guard and also one of Josephine's lovers. Oh, so they're just everybody. Late 1700s, everybody's just fucking
France.
You're sticking fingers, you're sticking dicks, you're sticking pussies
France?
inside everyone.
Yeah, everyone's
France.
fucking everyone. Yeah.
A lot of hair.
Still are to this day.
A lot of hair. Yep. One morning, the cook apologized to the general for his dog's actions and informed him that he was keeping his dog locked up. Napoleon's response was, "Let him out. Perhaps he can rid me of this new one as well." So Napoleon's like, I
like this dog. He's like fucking everyone up.
Yeah, Napoleon's like, hey, thank God your fucking mastiff killed my first dog. Let him out again. Kill my second dog. All right. Hence the title of this story, Napoleon's love-hate relationship for dogs. So we're waiting to see the love portion of this. In 1885, when pulling away from the island Elba, Napoleon slipped and fell overboard. He was not a good swimmer because he was so short and had nub arms and legs. And the weight of his full-dressed uniform and large iron sword strapped to him made him staying afloat very difficult. The general was floundering in the water when a Newfoundland dog belonging to a fisherman came to his rescue.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, Newfoundlands are cool. Everybody loves Newfoundlands.
Weren't they bred to like save fishermen and shit?
Yeah, oh yeah. We've done stories on this. They just literally, they're monster dogs.
Save people.
Literally, they're like one of the few dogs that if they stop swimming, so most dogs, if you stop moving your front legs and your back legs in the water, they just sink. Newfies are so buoyant with their undercoat and overcoat, they can almost like...
It's like buoys.
Yeah, they can almost just float there like buoys. Grab on, boys. That's it. Napoleon was able to hang on to the dog until the sailors were able to turn around and rescue him. So thank God. It probably takes 17 hours to turn a boat back then. Like, you fall overboard.
Oh, yeah, you're fucked.
It travels another 3 miles and makes a big, like, loop around, you know? God damn it. If you can't swim, I mean, he should have died.
Then
Thank God for that.
It just
Newfie.
misses them. He's, we'll come back.
Oh, God, we missed him by 6 inches. Oh, shit. He's gone. You borderline have to, like, run him over to save him. We're going to kill you, or we will throw you some sort of plank of wood to get back on the boat.
Yeah, here's a plank. Good luck.
Piece of wood tied to a rope. Here we go. All right. A few months later, the night after the Battle of Bassano, Napoleon walked across the battlefield covered with corpses, according to his memoirs. In quotes again, we were alone. In the deep solitude of a beautiful moonlit night, suddenly a dog leaped out from under the cloak of a corpse. So there's a dog hanging out under a dead body. He came running toward us and then, almost immediately after, ran back to his dead master, howling pettitiously. I don't know what that word means, but he licked the soldier's unfeeling face.
Yikes.
Then ran back to us, repeating this several times. So
I was trying to alert him.
He's trying to save his human.
Yeah,
That's so
the
sweet.
story got really fucking sad, dude.
Almost crying. He was seeking both help and revenge. Oh, it's getting dark now. I don't know whether it was the mood of the moment or the place or the time or the action itself or what. At any rate, it's a fact that nothing I saw on any other battlefield ever produced a like impression on me. So that was like the most impressionable moment he'd ever witnessed being on the field.
So how many men he's probably seen murdered, and this dog is the one.
Even the fact there were multiple other corpses laying around. This dog was literally so destroyed by his owner human's death that he was going back and forth. Yeah, it's rough. I stopped involuntarily to contemplate the spectacle. This man, I said to myself, has friends? Perhaps. He may have some at the camp in his country, and here he lies, abandoned by all except his dog. What a lesson nature was teaching us through an animal. What a strange thing is man. How mysterious are the workings of his sensibility. I had commanded... Sorry, I gotta go to the very end here. I had commanded battles that were to decide the fate of a whole army and had felt no emotion. I had watched the execution of maneuvers. I haven't seen that word in a long time. That were bound to cost the lives of many among us, and my eyes had remained dry. And suddenly I was shaken, turned inside out by a dog howling in pain. Before Napoleon's death in 1821, he owned a black and white dog of unknown breed named Sambo. It is said he would walk the dog often and had real fondness of him.
Well, so he grew to like the dogs.
Well, he grew to potentially, based on the last sentence, he had a dog. Still might have hated him, but he would walk him. It may have had fondness of him.
I picture his life just such a fucking comedy, dude. He was such a little asshole, but like he was always just getting fucked up by something.
I exaggerated that picture, but doesn't that just remind you of like a small like asshole, like somebody? It reminds me of like the Comanche Indians.
Oh yeah.
Like I just finished this book on tape called Empire of the Rising Sun. It's about the Comanche Indians down in like northern Texas and Oklahoma and all those areas, but they were shitty Indians. They weren't intelligent. They weren't big. They weren't proud. They weren't like very intelligent by any means. They didn't like cook food or anything. But
where are you going with this?
But when they were small, they were stocky, they were bow-legged.
But they did have a book written about them
because they're some of the best like war fighting Indians. They never adapted to some sort of listen because they were the best horse riding Indians of all time.
Yeah, because the horses came from Mexico.
Yes. And what they did was they actually figured out. So when you look at like old Westerns and things like that, and you see cowboys who are fucking idiots back then, like leaning off the side of the horse and like shooting underneath the neck of the horse and blah, blah, blah. So what these Indians did, it's very cool. They actually were the only Indians, and it's been proven today that you can do this. Instead of having your arrows, like for your bow, in a quiver, meaning like it's either in a pack or like on
your back.
Anywhere. They would hold 5 to 6 or 7 of them in one hand. So they'd have 5, 6, 7 arrows in one hand, and they could shoot all of those arrows within like 10 seconds.
That's absurd.
And it was said that they could shoot from like 40, 50 yards a quarter off of like whatever was hanging. Like they were dialed in. Yeah, while riding a horse. Nobody else had ever like figured out how to like fight warfare on a horse, but they could also, and this is where you get it in the Hollywood movies, they could literally hold on with their legs and shoot underneath the horse's neck while riding like 30 miles an hour and let the horse take like mild arrows or shitty bullets from these fucking stupid It's crazy, dude. They were savages, and they lasted for so long because they were one stubborn, but they could also live off of like the land.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. But the other cool thing is, when I say Walker Texas Ranger, what do you think? That old TV show with
is it a TV show? It is.
What was his name?
I don't fucking know.
The karate guy.
He's not the Colt 45 guy, is he? No, it's not.
No, the old karate guy back in the day. But either
whatever,
way,
it sucks.
Texas Rangers were like the most badass motherfuckers ever.
They were nuts, dude.
Oh yeah, they lived.
That
like,
show ruined their fucking reputation.
It was dumb. It was dumb. But like they were lived like Comanche Indians.
Yeah, they were fucking
smelled
crazy,
like
dude.
shit. Didn't really do anything. Stayed up, had this, had that, blah blah blah. Like actually used a 6-shooter and all this stuff for the first time, and they just fuck shit up. It was so cool. All right, sorry, I'm rambling. Finish your story.
Oh, I found the second half of Picasso story, but I'm over it.
You didn't finish it?
No, there's a fucking third page. It was out of order.
Oh, all right.
Way to go, dude.
Finish it.
Nope.
Where did we end? No, let's see where we ended.
Do I have to finish it?
Suspenseful.
All right. So, I guess I'll finish it. So, anyways, Duncan, the photographer, left his dog Lump to stay and live with Picasso because Lump liked Picasso better.
That's kind of where we ended, right?
That's where we ended.
Yeah. Which could be a potential ending, but you didn't see.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I didn't question it. All right, so finish the story. I'm excited now.
So anyways, 6 years after leaving Lump with Picasso, Duncan visited the artist and learned that his dog was suffering from a spinal problem common to dachshunds. Said it right.
Dachshunds.
Lump was being treated by a veterinarian. That's good. But the doctor told Duncan he could not be cured. Duncan decided to take Lump to Stuttgart, Germany, where he had bought the dog and found a veterinarian to care for him. 1 year later, Lump recovered and went home with Duncan.
Oh, wait, he recovered.
That's what I read.
Oh, man, I thought I initially thought by leaving him with that vet, it was like, oh, you mean you gave him to that vet?
You euthanized him.
Yeah. So he survived. Holy shit.
He survived.
That's awesome.
1 year later, Lump recovered and went home with Duncan. He lived many more years, but never accompanied his master again on his visits to Picasso's. Lump passed away on March 29th, 1973, and Picasso passed away several days later on April 8th.
Interesting.
All right, when asked if Picasso neglected Lump because of the spinal problem, Duncan replied, no. He'd have gotten sick anyways.
Well, that's
Lump
good.
had an absolutely pampered life. Picasso once said, Lump, he's not a dog. He's a little man.
A little man.
He's somebody else.
Di Massimo, he's a little lumpio.
So that ended that story. I thought that was going to end tragically for sure.
He was better than I thought. Yeah, I thought for sure he just dropped it off and they killed the dog. So,
all right. This is a story about Belly Button.
My belly button? Oh, you mean Linty? That's what I named him.
No, the dog's name is Belly Button. All right. Belly Button was a German short-haired pointer who was 3 years old at the time this photo was taken by Life magazine.
I love German short-haired pointers. I think they look awesome. They're super athletic. You know, they have the half-crop tail. They kind of have like this spotty complexion.
Yep.
And they, like a lot of the times their faces are brown. I love the way they look, but they're just too high energy and smart.
Yeah, you need like a field to run these dogs.
You need to have something to do for them. So
yeah, stop getting dogs that need a lot of exercise.
Yeah,
if
for
you
all
have
people,
your fucking house-ridden dogs, dummies, pisses me off.
Some of our friends.
Anyways, the picture was taken in 1966,
Okay.
just to give a little setting.
Okay, 66.
To the story.
Go ahead.
Belly Button began swimming when he was a puppy and later took up diving.
Diving.
For a dog to go far underwater and to be able to hold its breath for long periods is unusual, but Belly Button was able to swim underwater for distances of up to 20 feet and was able to remain submerged for up to 15 seconds. That's pretty impressive.
Cool.
I can't do that. Hold your breath, 15 seconds.
That's what the dogs had to do today when they face planted into the 6 foot deep water.
Bro, he would go 20 feet in 15 seconds.
Oh shit! Sorry, I misheard you. That's crazy.
I didn't even realize until I read it again.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. He's just going. Bloop, 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 bloop. Remember in like video games like Sonic back in the day, if you went into the water, like the little air bubbles,
Yeah, it would come up.
blurp, blurp,
And your health would just slowly die, and then you were dead.
Yeah, you had to like go either eat the herb. Okay, that's how I picture this dog doing it.
Not at all. It was also reported that one day Belly Button dived. What is that? I can't unbidden into a lake and fetched his master a 10-inch catfish.
Holy shit! Cool.
Just jumped in a lake and just caught
Went
a
down to the
catfish.
bottom. Those fucking bottom feeder catfish. They don't know what the hell's going on. They're just sucking off the bottom, dude.
Yeah,
That sounded story. That was quick.
that was it, dude. It's a little
Quickie.
short guy.
So he was like, hey, I can retrieve shit. I can swim underwater and not get ear infections all day. And he's like, hey, I'll just swim down. And then
Yeah, how
I'm
do you not get
assuming
ear infections.
a lot of them do, but some just somehow don't. But I imagine him getting down there and the water's like clear enough that he can see shit. And he's like, catfish, give me some of that, boy.
I'm bringing you home.
Dude, have you ever seen catfishes or like...
Dude, how scared do you think his owner was when his dog just came up from the bottom of a like murky lake and it was just like, I got a catfish.
Oh, I bet he wasn't scared. I bet he was like, oh, thank God I have trash dinner now because catfish are bottom feeders.
Yes, they're disgusting.
I will eat it still. I think a lot
It was
of people...
10 inches. I don't think you can eat a 10-inch catfish.
If you're in the South, where was he from? They do whatever they want. They go noodling. No, but like sturgeon. So there's been actually evidence in like news stories about there being sharks, one in the Great Lakes, because they make their way all the way up. Whether it's the Mississippi or wherever, into like Lake Huron, Erie, all these places. There's been
Really?
accounts of dead sharks. But the craziest thing are sturgeons.
Wait.
In the Great
Sharks
Lakes.
can be fresh water, though?
Okay, so one, it's either bull sharks or what's the other one? There's two sharks that are actual man-eating sharks that have killed people that can survive in fresh water. Just type in sharks in the Great Lakes. While you look that up, what I was saying is, though, in Skinny Atlas Lake, so a Finger Lakes, freshwater lake in New York, but as well as in the Great Lakes, sturgeons, they're like the biggest catfish known to man.
Ugh.
They grow up to like 7 to 9 feet long.
Gross.
And live, they're bottom feeders, so they just like feed off the bottom of like 500 feet deep in the Great Lakes, and then they'll die, and people will find them, like they'll come up on shore, and it's like a 7-foot catfish. You're like, what the fuck is this thing?
Yeah, dude.
But like you swim in the Great Lakes, you swim in freshwater lakes
Those are
all
the
the time.
Great Lakes?
In the Great Lake and lake,
Dude, I can't
They're right here in
stand
Canandaigua. Canandaigua is so deep. Point being, they
Catfish
can't.
in Canandaigua?
Yeah, sturgeons. They're called sturgeons.
Ugh.
But you would never be deep enough to actually like interact with them. A lot of people do jigging and stuff on their boats where you actually like you drop down in the middle of the Finger Lakes, some sort of line like 200 feet, and then you just kind of jig it
Dude, this
up
thing
and down.
looks like a dinosaur.
Sturgeon.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Oh, I know. But they have little suction, like their mouth isn't on the end of it. It's not on the nose. It's on the bottom of them because they just like suck shit off the bottom of the
Ugh.
lake. How
These things
disgusting are those?
Fucking
Yeah.
gross, dude.
Point being,
I don't get, dude. Fish just eat trash. They're just trash feeders. They're eaters.
Fish that eat other fish are actually delicious.
Yes.
But you get to carp, you get to catfish, you get to other bottom feeders. You're like, fuck this. It's like they taste like
It's
ass.
a rat, dude.
It's like
fucking rat.
throwing a rat in a grill, man.
It's like eating a sunny.
No, but I did see some evidence that there were sharks in the Great Lakes. which
Yeah,
is
dude.
terrifying.
I just a bull shark.
Bull sharks, yes. What did I say? Did I say bull sharks or something else?
You said hammerhead sharks.
I did not say hammerheads. Actually, I think hammerheads are bottom feeders, though.
I think so too.
Saltwater, though. Because they have the eyes all stupid like a hammer out to the side, but their mouth's on the bottom. They just got to
I don't know,
float
man.
across.
I don't know that much
They
about fish.
Oh, my God. Just think about it, bro. All right. We're done with stories. We don't need to keep going.
So yeah. Anyways, it looks like they come here during summer, but they have to leave during winter because they would turn into a sharksicle. That's what I'm reading. Literally.
I think we brought this up last time on the podcast, and you didn't believe me, but they found a Greenland shark up in like the above the Arctic Circle that was like 750 years old. Do you remember talking about this?
No, dude.
You don't. It's just been found. It looks like it's the most weathered like World War I veteran shark.
Yeah, I'm sure it looks like a tank. Dude.
Oh my God, it's been like I'm sure there's many orcas that have tried to fucking kill it, but it's called a Greenland shark. It's 750 years old. Blew my mind. Oh, yeah, look it up.
Oldest shark.
Yeah, look it up. Tell me how old it
Greenland
is.
shark, dude.
We looked it up last time, but it just still blows my mind when I think about it and look at the picture.
The shark was tagged off the coast of Greenland in 1936 and was recaptured in 1952.
How old is it, though?
I don't know yet.
I swear it was like 750 years old.
What's the world's oldest shark? Could potentially be over 500 years old.
Yeah. How crazy is that? Before we're like, oh, like these deep sea turtles or blah, blah, blah. We talked about this last time.
Dude,
I'm not getting into it.
I just don't know. The ocean just scares the shit out of me. So many fucking things, and I'm out of my element and in theirs.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's tune off. One thing I want to say though before we go, down in Australia, man, the fires going on right now are serious. They're pretty fucked up. I mean, there's so many gigantic wildfires that are connecting, and there's so many videos on social media showing koalas and kangaroos that are just getting fucked up, and the smoke is usually typically pushing out the kangaroos.
Where is this?
In Australia. The entire continent of Australia is on fire.
It's called global warming, and no one seems to give a fuck.
Look it up. The one thing that's fucked up, though, is like there's all these koala bears. They can't move very fast, man. People are rescuing them, and this is kind of a comedy podcast, so I think it's kind of funny but very sad at the same time. If you were to take a lighter to like a stuffed animal, like a teddy bear, you know how the hair gets like kind of like curled up,
Dude,
and it's like waxing. That's
going
exactly what they look like. That's exactly what koala bears look like when they get kind of burned. Are you looking at it? It's fucked up,
dude. The entire island.
It looks like continent. It is an island, but yeah, the whole continent's on fire.
It literally looks like hell.
Everything's fucked up, dude, and everything's so dry.
What the fuck?
Where have you been? Where, like,
dude, I've been busy.
Where have you been? You're like out of the loop of real life. Like Australia's on fire.
Man. Yeah,
it's like Queensland. Everything. Like, what is it? Queensland.
It's everything. There's like one mountain-looking place that is not, and that's it.
Somehow, yeah, it's not getting up there. It's so fucked up, though, dude. But there's so many.
What are they gonna do?
You either let it burn and let things repopulate, but at the same time, if everything's burning, you need to save species.
Bro,
you need to save the koalas.
You can see the smoke cloud from space.
Oh yeah, it's fucked up. I saw it when they were like really on fire. It looked like most of Australia was on fire.
Yeah,
when you look at it from a satellite picture, it's pretty crazy.
I'm sad about that.
Either way, if you guys want to donate, go ahead, do that. It's scary, at the same time, the west coast of the United States is on fire. It was 66 today in upstate New York. We're basically Canada, raining. So something weird's going on. If you look into the
Let's just
science,
keep fucking pretending it's not happening, people, until we're all fucking dead. That'll be fun.
Yeah, so do some sort of investigation, look into it, check it out, but there's definitely something weird going on. I mean, it's supposed to be 60s in upstate New York and Rochester, New York, borderline in Canada, where it's usually negative degrees right now. It's 66 for the next negative. 2 weeks.
Should be negative.
It's raining. We have, like I said earlier, it's just flooding everywhere. Yes. There's fucked up shit going on, so check it out. Either way, believe it, don't believe it, but Greg, we love you guys. We love all the...
We do.
We love the support, but also check it out.
Yikes.
Again, all right, I'm wrapping us up, Greg. So, new sponsors. If you guys want to be a Barkology podcast sponsor in 2020, let us know. A lot of flexibility. Any sort of collaboration, shout-outs on social media, we're down to do it, and we've been doing it. Follow us at Barkology Podcast everywhere that you listen, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, YouTube, whatever you want to do on Podbean, barkology.podbean.com. We're figuring out our new Wag Swag website right now. So if you want some of the gear with the yellow lab, it's literally a yellow lab logo.
That's yellow.
It's yellow. So we'll let you know where the Wag Swag is going to be at. If you want to order some of that, we'll let you know soon. But we love you guys. Follow us everywhere that you listen to podcasts. And Greg, Wag More.
Bark less. What are you doing for dinner? What are you doing tonight?
Brad and Jill are coming over to have some lasagna.
Lasagna.
What are you guys doing?
Where's the lasagna? We'll see. We'll see what she's doing.